Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Emzy here. Welcome to part 9 of my tarot card collection. I'm getting close towards the end now. I've just pulled all the big decks off the shelf, and that's what I'm going to show you today. And then I've just got a few odd ones lying around, so it'll probably only be a few more parts to this collection, and it's forever growing, so I'll just add to it as time goes on. So yeah, let's just get started and show you some more decks. First one I want to show you is this one. It's called the Giant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I bought this because it's traditional Rider-Waite Smith, but in huge tarot card form. The cards are massive. I absolutely adore this deck because it's so big, huge, like to a normal tarot size. That's what the size difference is. So it's pretty large, and it follows exactly the same imagery. It's just enlarged, and there's a lot of information in this book here, and a bit about the Pamela Coleman Smith. But I love these because I use these when I was studying with the tarot. That's what the box looks like. I'll show you that quickly. When I was really getting into the meanings of the cards, these really helped me have a clear image of the Rider-Waite Smith closer up. And the backs look like this. And the cardstock's pretty decent actually. It's by US Games. But yeah, I just really like these. These are great for altar cards, like if you're focusing on a certain card or you've got a card of the month that you want to display or something like that. I think these are great for that because the cards are so big. And yeah, it's basically just the same, just bigger. And I just like that novelty of it as well. Yeah, I like this one for altar displays or just examining the imagery closer up so you can see things more clearly, like the lizard here, and things you might not necessarily have noticed because it's a smaller card. So it's just nice to see it in a bit more detail. And I don't feel like it's lost its quality by being enlarged. And yeah, you just see more detailing, which I like. So yeah, it's just one handy to have, I think. So that's the Giant Rider-Waite tarot deck. Another deck in my collection is this one. This box is huge. This is the Tarot of Cosmic Consciousness. And I really love the imagery in this. It comes in a big box with a book. So you get a lot of information on this. Loads of detailing on about this deck. Now it's really multi-layered and there's a lot of information in this. I really do enjoy the imagery of this deck. I'll show you what the cards look like. I think the cards are stunning. This is a great eBay find, like most of my decks are, to be honest. I'll just zoom you in to look at the cards. There's no edging or anything like that. And it's got these cool speckled colour backs. Really like the backs of these. Really easy to shuffle as well. Cardstock's a little bit thin, but it's still pretty decent. And I just really like the imagery of these. We've got the Fool here. It's just so colourful and vibrant and totally up my street of like abstract looking imagery and things like that. I just find it really interesting to look at. It can be a bit pippish, like on these minors here, but I kind of look past that because I really enjoy the majors in this. I really think it's really cool artwork. And the book has so much in it. It's really interesting to look at the guidebook. I love this tarot card. So cool. Very abstract, so totally my sort of thing. Even the court cards are quite abstract, and it's best to use the guidebook with this one, really, because there is a lot deviates from normal, typical imagery of tarot. I do find it really interesting. Such a beautiful, vibrant deck. It focuses on like metaphysics, archaeology, science, loads of stuff to do with the cosmos and everything, and how the world is formed and everything. It's really interesting. I think it's such a cool deck to have. Never, don't think I've ever seen anyone show this one before online. This just, I came across it by chance. So when that happens, I feel like this deck was meant for me to get. So, but yeah, such a cool looking deck. I love this one. And that is called The Tarot of Cosmic Consciousness by Barbara Brutch. Another deck in my collection in a massive box. This is called Tarot Pack. This is a re-release. This used to be called the Mystic Meg Tarot. I do have the original of this, but I did buy the reprint of this one because I like it when they bring them back out again. But this is an absurdly large box. Doesn't need to be this massive. It's so, I don't understand why they've packaged it this way. It could easily have been much smaller. It comes with a book. It's pretty much exactly the same as how it was when it was named the Mystic Meg Tarot. And it's quite pippish in style, this one. But I love the majors and the artwork in general. I think it's beautiful. So let's get rid of the absurd packaging. And this is what the backs look like, these cards. There's no edging or anything. But I really do like the artwork. I like the people that created these decks. They also did the Moon Oracle and the Oracle of the Radiant Sun as well as the Runic Tarot. I have all their decks because I really enjoy their artwork. And I did notice in the new one that the cardstock is much poorer than the original. You can see even here that it's damaged already. But I did buy it just so I had a backup copy. I do think it's really beautiful, the art style. I really enjoy this one. Some are renamed as well. So you probably recognise this if you have Mystic Meg Tarot from back in the day. I used to love Mystic Meg. It's the whole reason I called my channel Mystic MZ. I was like a major Mystic Meg fan as a child. I used to love reading her horoscopes in the newspaper. And she was just about when I was a kid. And sadly, she's no longer with us. Only recently she's passed, in the past year or so, I think it was. But yeah, I enjoyed all her like horoscopes and that sort of thing. So I know that deck's quite pippish and style, but I loved it when I did buy it because it had Mystic Meg associated with it. And I used to call myself Mystic M. So that's why my channel name is Mystic MZ. Kind of cheesy, but yeah, I was a big major fan of Mystic Meg. I don't know why I loved her so much. Just influenced me quite a lot as a kid. But yeah, I really do like the art style in this. It's a shame it's not fully illustrated. But I do quite like the guidebook with this one. It's not one I kind of use as much as I should. I'm more inclined to use the oracle cards that these artists have done. I can't remember the name of them who created these. Probably to say in the book. Oh yeah, Caroline Smith is the illustrator. Yeah, so it's got Mystic Meg in here. That's what it originally used to be called. But yeah, anything Caroline Smith's illustrated, I always buy her decks because I really like the artwork, and this book's quite good as well. Yes, so this is now called the Tarot Pack, but or Mystic Meg Tarot. Another deck in my collection is this one. This one's just called the Tarot, the traditional tarot reinterpreted for the modern world. This is quite old. Comes in like this kit box with terrible packaging. Don't know why they made these kits the way they do, but it's awful. It comes with a book by Adam Fronteras. You get quite a lot of information here about history and about each card. Quite interesting. And a little bit on the miners. And spreads on the back. So this is a weird way it's been packaged. Not a fan at all. Because the cards just fall out all the time. It comes in that styrofoam packaging. I should just not keep them in here, but what drew me to this one was the colouring of the cards. Obviously been recoloured, and some things have been taken out. It's just a lot of the background's been taken away. They're much smaller cards as well, so that's what there's no edging or anything. That's what the backs look like. I do like the sun design. It's quite cool. But it's slightly smaller than a tarot deck size. I'll show you what the fronts look like. Quite yellow in colour, a lot of yellow backgrounds in this. So this main imagery just put on a yellow background and it's darkened a little bit. I do like the way it's been coloured. I think it's quite interesting. Much darker in theme. And I quite liked the colour scheme, so I bought it. I bought it quite cheaply off Amazon, not Amazon, eBay. Just came across it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Cardstock, thin as expected it was going to be because it's quite cheap. But yeah, I quite like it. I like the colours and everything. Yeah, it's quite a cool little deck. Quite old. I'm not sure when it was published, or I don't know if it's got any year on it at all. Yeah, it's just called the Tarot. What's the publication date in here? 1996. So yeah, it's quite old. Yeah, it's just called the Tarot. Another deck in my collection. This is another inexpensive deck I picked up. This is the Moon and Stars Tarot by Jane Wallace. I think I bought this in Waterstones bookshop, I think. It's quite pippish. Comes with a little book with information. I just quite like the colours in this. But the only advantage with this one with the pips is that it has keywords as well. Cardstock's quite thin. That's what the backs look like. I really like the backs. I think they're so cool. Yeah, I just really like the colour scheme. I really liked the miners and the art style that was used. I think it's quite charming. Like, I love this one, nourishment, as the keyword for the Empress. Really like that. I really like the keywords. It's a cool little deck. One I haven't really used, but I might bring this one out because I quite like the keywords this one has. And on the miners, it just has cups or whatever it's depicting, and then keyword at the bottom, so it's still usable, even though it's hip miners. And then you get illustrated court cards. I like the colourful vibrancy of it. I like that the suits different colours, so it's easy to distinguish what ones you're looking at. Even though, like, you'd think the ones wouldn't be green, you think it'd be pentacle, so it's a bit all overweighing like how I'd associate the colours, but still like how colourful it is and cosmic sort of look going on. And yeah, I just really like the imagery. It's a shame that it wasn't fully illustrated because it's a really nice artwork in this deck, and that's the Moon and Stars Tarot. Another deck in my collection is the Trick or Treat Tarot, Barbara Moore. This is another kit. Most of these I'm going to show you are in big boxes of kits and things. I absolutely love this one. I think this is such a cool Halloween deck. Comes with an awesome guidebook, really well written and full colour image of the cards and everything. I think Llewellyn do great books with their decks. This is what the backs look like. Really cool. Reminds me of like candy, like you'd get when you're trick or treating and everything. It's got that like Halloween colours, orange and purple. I love this deck. I think it's so cute. Love this full card. They're probably like the first time when they're going trick or treating or something, and they've just got a ghost sheet on them. It's really cute. I've used this quite a lot during Halloween season, spooky season. I just think it's really well drawn. I do like the guidebook reading about it, and it really depicts the imagery quite well, I think, of the traditional tarot meanings, but in a modern take. I just think it's really cool. And here's you can see the kid here, grown up more at the world. I just thought it was quite a nice little cycle there in the major cards. Yeah, so I really like this deck. I think it's clever and you can recognise what they're dressed up as, and it just reminds me of when I was younger I used to go trick-or-treating. Not that it was such a big thing in the UK, but I did used to do it. But a lot of people never answered their doors. Not like it is in America where it's quite popular. But I didn't do it as a child. And yeah, I think it's quite fun to look back on, and parties I used to go to and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it's a great little deck. Very Halloweeny. And I just think it's really cute and fun. Elvira there. Yeah, it's really cool. Really like this one. Yeah, that's the Trick or Treat Tarot. Another deck in my collection is this one, the Old Gods Tarot by Silicon Way. Comes with a book in here. I'm not a fan of this packaging at all. I never get the book out of the box for a start. Let me just get the cards out first. There we go. So yeah, it comes in a 2-part box and it has a guidebook as well. I do like her guidebooks. There's so much information in these. She really delves deep into the meanings of the cards that she's created. I really do like getting her decks. I think they're great. There's a lot of information in here. So this focuses on old gods and everything like that. I really like the unique shape of these. And it's got nice, like, slightly sheeny matte gold gilding. It's not totally shiny, it's only a little bit. I really like that. I really like the backs as well. They're really pretty. Very awkward to shuffle with this though because of the strange shape of them. But I think this is one I'll always get her decks. She's another person that I'll always get her all of the decks she has because she does put a lot of effort into her guidebooks and they're very spiritual, and I really get good readings from Silicon Way's work. And I don't have a lot of information about gods really in it's not something I've really delved deep into. So it's interesting to read the guidebook that comes with this and what ones are associated with the tarot. It is pippish in style, but it shows like old pottery for chalices, which is quite interesting. And yeah, you see different depictions of gods here. And then Got two. You've got orbs for the pentacles. And you can see like the majors have yellow borders, and then the minors have like a silvery white border. But I just love her artwork. I think it's stunning. Such beautiful detail. Really do enjoy her art. They get different cultural sort of things associated with the scepters in this. I just really find it quite interesting. You get old coins as well for the orbs, and then you get different type of blades. So it's quite interesting, even though it's pippish. It's more interesting than looking at the same image over and over again. Yeah, I just really like this, and then just a cool little deck. And it's just part of my Silicon collection, basically. Yeah, such a cool one. I really like this one. That's the Old Gods Tarot. Another deck in my collection is the True Love Tarot. This is by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. I wanted to get a romancy type deck. This one is also annoyingly packaged. At least you can remove the book out of this one. So you get the book with it, a lot of information in here. And you get a full-blown picture of the art as well, of the cards. This is another Pip style deck. A lot of older book publishings are kind of like that, I guess. And it also comes in its own little tuck box if I didn't want to use this terrible packaging, but I'll just leave it on the shelf so the book and the box are together. Well, this one's sort of got like a love romantic vibe, and I thought it would be interesting to have this if I was going to do a romance reading or anything like that. I like to have themed decks for different things. And this is what the backs look like. No edging or anything like that. They do have keywords on them, so still easily to read them. You get gems. And I do love their art style, the way they use different textures to create their art. It's just really interesting. Like fabrics are used and just multimedia. So mixed media, that's what I was trying to say. You get wings, roses. And I like the colourful borders as well. So yeah, I quite like the keywords on this too. And then you get shells as well. Yeah, I think it's a cool deck to have. Yeah, I think it's quite a cute little deck. There's the True Love Tarot deck. Another deck in my collection is this one, the Mike Willcox Tarot and Oracle. I have done a flip through of this if you want more in detail of this one. But this is not completely all tarot. This is a mixture of tarot and oracle together. It focuses on the major cards and then it kind of deviates from there. But it's such a beautiful, well-made piece of art. I love this book. It's so gorgeous. And it's got gold edging and everything. It's just such a well-made book about the cards and everything. And you have space to write notes, and if you wish, which I would never do, I wouldn't want to ruin this book because it's beautiful. Yeah, I really like the artwork of this, of Mike Willcox. I think there's another version of this out now. This is the first one that came out. I don't know what differences there are between the two. But yeah, it has its own oracle cards, and then it has majors. It backs it like. And it's lovely cardstock as well. Nice linen cardstock. And it's edging as well. But yeah, stunning cards. I think they're beautiful. I didn't know if I should include this in the Oracle collection or the Tarot collection, because it has got Oracle cards and zodiac signs, but then it also has like the full, like the majors in this. So it's a mixture of both, really. But I think the artwork is beautiful. Really like it. So bright and colourful as well. Really like this. I wish they did do a full-blown tarot deck. I totally would buy it because I really like their art. Maybe they do already, I don't know. I haven't checked the website that I bought this from. I have to check after making these videos, see if what else they've made. But yeah, I think this is a great little deck. It's beautiful. And that's the Mike Willcox Tarot and Oracle. Another deck in my collection is this one, the Tarot of Transformation. I really love the artwork in this deck, but the cardstock is so terrible. I don't really use it that often because I'm worried I'm going to damage it. It comes with a book. And cards. But yeah, they're very papery, these cards. Which is a shame because it's a beautiful deck. Show you the book quickly. What the book looks like with a lot of information in here. A lot of the majors have been renamed in this deck. But there's a lot of information about choices in this renaming them. That's what backs look like. Beautiful royal purple. And they also have like little questions or keywords on these as well. So this one says innocence or ignorance for the Fool. I really love the art, so beautiful. Look how thin this is. It's ridiculous how papery this is. So I really don't use this at all. I kept it in order. I'd love a backup of this one, which is out of print though. Just so I could use one and then keep one pristine. If I can find a pristine copy. This one's really looks like it hasn't been used that much either. Have they got the Green Man here? Yeah, they renamed a lot of the cards. Spiritual Leader. It's such a beautiful deck. This Chariot, so bright and vibrant. I'd wish that it was smaller cards, better cardstock without the borders. Maybe was made to see the imagery much better. It is a stunning deck, and I always keep this one. Very rarely use it, just because cardstock's terrible. Or maybe I should just start using it though, because it is just sitting there looking pretty when I could actually get some use out of this. And I reckon I'll get really good readings with this. When I first got the deck, I did use it a few times, and I really enjoyed the readings I did get from this. And I put it back in order to film with it, and I never did. And it's just been on the shelf ever since. But it is beautiful artwork. I really do like it. Next year, I'm definitely going to rotate more of my decks and start using them more. Because I'm missing out on the great ones like this. That's the Tarot of Transformation. Another deck in my collection is this one, the Wise Cat Tarot. I really love the bright colours of this one. This was quite inexpensive as well, this deck. This has only been out recently, it's not been out that long. It's got a guidebook with different like planets, numerology and the reversal in them as well. Little quotes at the top, cat wisdom. I think it's just quite a cute little deck. Very spacey in theme. I really love the borders in this deck. It's colourful. This is what the backs look like. Cats on the back, it's so cute. And eyeballs and stars and moons. Like a mustard yellow colour. Quite like the colour of the backs. No edging or anything. But I really think it's so bright and fun. Each border's different colours and different shapes on some of them. Cardstock is terrible. Very thin. It was quite an inexpensive deck. And a lot of cats only have one eye, which is quite fun. So it gives it sort of like an alien spacey theme. Which I thought was quite interesting that they just have one eye. Must be so cute. Cute little cat deck. It follows RWS pretty much. And actually it's quite well done. It's a shame the cardstock's so thin. Because I would use this more. But for that reason I haven't really used it. But I couldn't not buy a cute alien style colourful cat deck. I love cats. Oh yeah, such a cute little deck. I do really like it. Very unusual. I really like this strength card. Yeah, it's just so cute. So that's the Wise Cat Tarot. My collection is this one, the Gorgon's Tarot. These cards are huge and circular. And it has a really strange book, quite small and long, with a bit of information. This is a black and white deck as well. I think one card might have a bit of red in it actually, from what I can remember. They are quite big cards. What sort of backs look like? Ouroboros sort of symbol going on there. This one's had a bit of damage to it. There's no edging or anything. Quite thick cards actually. Yeah, they're a bit glossy and yeah, they're quite sturdy really, but obviously you can bend it if you shuffle it wrong or fling it across the room like I did. But yeah, it can be a bit difficult to shuffle because of the shape. I do really like the artwork. I think it's just quite unusual. I really like the texture they used and patterns and things. I like the clothing. It's yeah, such a weird deck because it is circular. I do really like it though. I think it's quite neat. I don't really read reversals of this one because you can never tell really what way round they're going to be. Yeah, I do like just the black and white imagery. That's a full card. And this is the card with red in it, the devil card. Really like this card. Yeah, so yeah, it's a cool little deck. Really like this one. Yeah, it's pretty neat. That's the Gorgon's Tarot. Another deck in my collection is the Elemental Tarot. This is another re-release by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. I have the original one of this as well, but I absolutely adore this deck. I love the imagery and everything. I think it's beautiful. It also comes with a book. I like the element symbols on the back side here. I really do use elements a lot in my practice, so I really like this deck. And it's got quite a lot of information in it. and the cards and everything. I don't like these 2-part boxes though. I find them so annoying because the cards just go everywhere. There's no edging or anything. What the backs look like. So they do have renamed some of them up here, but then it's got the 2 of air at the bottom. I love how bright, vibrant these are as well. I just really like this art style. Cards are pretty decent. They're a bit on the thin side, but they're much better than some of the cards I've been showing you. And I like that they got different gods associated at the bottom as well. And there's a lot of symbology in here that the guidebook will go into. I just love the artwork. Really, really dig it. Such a cool, beautiful deck. You do like this. It's totally up my street. These are the decks I was using quite a lot when I was younger, especially the Moon Oracle, made by the same people. And then they re-released them because the books only went up to a certain amount of years of the moon phases, and then they had to republish them all with newer dates in them because the dates run out. So that's why I think that's why they re-released all these decks as well. So that's why the Elemental Tarot and the Mystic Meg one got redone, because they was going to redo the Oracle and the Radiant Sun and Moon Oracle, which I'm very thankful for, because a lot of people weren't about to get hold of these because they were hard to find and out of print for a long time. I love it when they bring decks back from being out of print. I think it's great, and I really, really like this one. And they have like little keywords as well on the major ones. I'm the slave of him who prepared me. And it's just really love it. I've always used this deck. Not so much now because my collection has grown so much, but this was one I used a lot. I really do enjoy this deck. This is the Elemental Tarot. Another deck in my collection is another cat deck, the Mystical Cats Tarot. I think this is such a cute deck as well. It's a great little guidebook of information, cat advice. I do love the cards, and they are really cute. Backs look like paw prints, so sweet. No edging or anything. Cardstock's really good as well, slightly glossy. I love this magician card. I think it's beautiful. It's a cat doing some magic. This death card is quite a powerful card as well. Cute. Yeah, this is a really nice deck. I really like this. That Empress card's so cute. They're little. Yeah. Another well done cat deck. Kind of similar style to the Pagan Cat Tarot a little bit. Bit more on the like children book sort of realism sort of style going on. So cute. And it depicts the meanings quite well. It's not just random pictures of cats. It's actually trying to depict what the meaning is behind the card. So cute. I do like this deck. If you love cats, you probably love this one too. Yeah, it's just cute. We like it. So that's the Tales of the Mystical Cats. Another deck in my collection is the Star Tarot. This is the 2nd edition. This is very detailed. This guidebook comes with this deck. Quite a chunky book. Get quite a lot of information in this. It's really well written. Get a lot of info. I really do like the art in this. Very kind of gives me Thoth sort of vibes a little bit. Sort of backs it like. It's edging in gold. Zoom you in. Yeah, they're very detailed, these cards. There's a lot going on, a lot of symbology, and it explains it all in the guidebook as well about what they're depicting. It's very bright and colourful, and it's really beautifully well done. I like their use of light in this. You can sort of see like light beams and starry nights and everything. I just really like the way they've used that in the artwork. It's so beautiful. Lovely deck. Really like this one. This style card is cool. The volcano is a tower. It's really well made. A lot of work's gone into this artwork. You can tell how much they thought about what they're going to depict and what symbology they're going to include. And it is stunning deck. I do really like this one. It's really nice matte cardstock as well. It's really well made. I love this full card. The Magician card's pretty cool as well. Yeah, it's a stunning deck. I really do recommend this one. Look at the detailing on here on this horse. Like Pegasus or something. Got wings. So cool. Well detailed. Just love the detail in this. So good. So that's the Star Tarot. Another deck in my collection is the Bonefire Tarot. This is a cool deck. Very tribal kind of artwork in this one. You get a lot of information in this deck as well. About cards and everything. Cards are a bit smaller and a little bit wider than other cards I've been showing you. Sort of backs it like. Quite glossy, these cards as well. And these are quite chaotic in their imagery. There's a lot going on in these cards, but I really like it for that chaotic sort of vibe I'm getting from this. There's so much going on. A lot of flames in the wands. I just really love the artwork and just how chaotic and so much energy is going on in these cards. They are titled twice, which might annoy some people, but I don't really tend to notice that much, to be honest. But yeah, I really like the vibe of this. Very quirky. It's just so interesting, and I think it's cool. It's got all like the symbology associated with it, but you might not notice straight away because of how chaotic things that are going on in there. But you do see like the scales there for justice and everything. Yeah, it's just really interesting. Great deck this is. Love the colouring as well. I really like that Seven of Cups. Like you're looking into his mind with the way it's drawn. Different options floating around in their head. Yeah, this is a great deck, and one that's been well loved on YouTube. Probably heard of it before because a lot of people like this one. That's the Bonefire Tarot. Another deck in my collection is just a major only deck. This is Tarot for Cats. Unlock the mysteries of your known lives. This is quite old deck, but it's a very charming, cute little deck. I do like the artwork in this. So yeah, it's just a major only deck. That's what the book looks like. Very cute. No information on the cards, and there's a lot of info for each card, I think. And then there's spreads at the back of this book. I think the backs are so cute. I do really love this major only deck. I don't use major onlys a lot, but I do like using these sometimes if I'm focusing on major events, or sometimes I might only use majors in a yearly spread sometimes. It all depends how I feel, but this again has that similar sort of children realistic sort of cat illustrations going on. I just think it's so cute. It'd been great if they did a full deck. It's very beautiful. I really like it. And the strength card's so cute. Little kitten. Yeah, it's very cute. Might as well show you all the cards in this because there's only the majors. They're adorable. And then the judgment where they're getting picked up at the pet store. Just so cute. I love it. So that's a major only deck called Tarot for Cats. Another deck in my collection is the Inner Child cards, a fairy tale tarot. These are great for inner child work, hence the name of these cards. Very bright and colourful. Comes with a big guidebook. A lot of info in here. That's different fairy tales depicted in the cards and everything. The cards are quite large and the cardstock's terrible. Very thin and papery. Look at that. It's just really bad. I don't understand why they make really nice like books and boxes and then cardstock's terrible. It doesn't make any sense to me, but there we go. That's the backs of the cards. No edging or anything. I haven't really used these that often because cardstock's terrible. It's so bendy and rubbish. But I love the bright colourful borders and different fairy tales depicted in each card. So you can associate a fairy tale with each tarot card, which is quite fun, an easy way to dive into your inner child and remember them stories as a kid and everything like that, and how it can relate to tarot. And I just find it quite interesting and quite fun what they've chosen for each card. I have looked through the book more than I've actually used the cards itself. Yeah, so bright and colourful. I do think they're quite fun. It's a shame just the cardstocks doesn't hold up very well. Yeah, such a cute deck. And I don't do inner child work a lot, to be honest with you. But if I did, I would probably get this one out and use this one because that's the intention behind this deck, I think, because of the name of it and everything. But it is colourful and bright and very fairy tale orientated, and that's the Inner Child cards, the Fairy Tale Tarot. Another deck in my collection is Tarot the Longest Dream. I've only recently purchased this. This hasn't been out that long, this deck. I did do a video on this on my channel if you're interested in a more in-depth look at the cards. It comes with a quite good guidebook with symbology clues in the cards and why they chose what they chose. I thought it was quite good. I really liked the showing the process of getting to that final image. So like the initial drawings, I thought that was quite interesting. Quite like that. I do really like these cards. The backs are not that interesting. We could have picked something a bit different than what these are, but that's what the backs look like. I do really enjoy the art style of this one. I have used this a fair bit. I thought it was going to be more dream focused because the name is Tarot the Longest Dream, but I didn't really find that was the case when I've got this deck. I don't quite understand why it was named that. It is really well drawn, a lot of detailing on everything. I really like the way they've done the file. This is a really cool deck, follows our WS imagery pretty much. There is nudity in this, so if you're not a fan of that, maybe don't get this one. But I really like that moon card as well. Oh yeah, it's such a cool illustrated deck. Artwork's beautiful. So that's the Tarot of the Longest Dream. Another deck on the bookshelf is the Revelations Tarot. I haven't really used this deck. I liked the concept of it, but when I got to use this deck, it just didn't work for me. It's got a guidebook with all the information you need. But the difference with this deck, let me just show you the back of the cards first, what the backs look like. I really do like the backs, I think they're quite nice. But with these cards, you have the upright meaning and then the reversal meaning on the other side. And it's quite chaotic in this depiction because you're seeing two sides mirrored on the card. I just couldn't really get it to work for me because it was just too much going on for me. Couldn't really read quite freely with this. It was quite took me a long time to figure out what message I was getting. But you see like the two different things going on because it's mirrored imagery. I didn't feel like I was getting the message across, even though they're mirrored. Like it's a bit confusing. So yeah, I didn't really understand why they made some choices in this deck. Others. Yeah, I like the concept behind this. And it probably does work for a lot of people, but it just didn't work for me. It's just very chaotic and wasn't obvious what they was trying to depict. Well, to me anyway. Some of them are more obvious than others, like the Fool here. And that one looks more like he's in a hellscape or something. Yeah, it's just really weird how it's depicted, really. I do like the artwork though. I have kept it because it's interesting and it's different. You don't really see a lot of cards like this. There have been a few around, but I just kept it because the concept was quite unique and interesting. And I probably would look through this again at some point. But I probably wouldn't use this regularly. unless I studied with it and got to know it much more in detail and everything. But I do think the artwork's cool. So that's the Revelations Tarot. Another deck that a lot of people probably have, it's quite popular, is the Green Witch Tarot. Do like this deck. Comes with a great book and everything. A lot of information that you need and notes if you need to take notes. I love the Green Man card in this. This is very earthy, hence the Green Witch name, I suppose. It's very, got no edging or anything, it's sort of back to life, and that's so nice. Very like autumn sort of vibe. Christmas time, like a wreath sort of look to it. This is sort of a deck I'd use this time of year. I love the image and everything, so well drawn, very detailed. Very witch orientated as well. I do really like these cards. I think they're really good. Kind of gives me similar vibes to the Everyday Witch for me. So between these two, I do prefer the Everyday Witch more, but this one has more witchy theme, much more earth-based, and I think it's got more masculine and feminine energy in this deck. Whereas in the Everyday Witch, it's more female focused and it's more quirky and more of a fun deck. This one's very traditional, sort of Celtic look, pagan imagery. I do really like this. I was gonna do a video on this comparing it to the pagan tarot. That's why it's in order, but I never actually got around to making that video. So yeah, I do really like this. Such a cool deck to have during, especially the autumn time. Got that sort of look to it. Very like warm tones and earthy colours. Yeah, I really like this deck. It's really cute. And it's the Green Witch Tarot. Another deck in my collection is the Enchanted Tarot. This is a special edition one. That's the 25th anniversary edition of this deck. And a lot of people don't like the size of these cards because they are quite large. I absolutely love the sizing of this. This book looks like. A lot of info in here. And if you want to see a really good in-depth video on this, I recommend Lisa Pepez's deep dive on this deck because she really goes into the imagery of this. So I thought it was a great video. But these cards are huge. Really do like the backs. But yeah, very long cards. But I kind of like that shape. Like the Deviant Moon's got that sort of shape, but it's just not as big. So I really like that look. It's good to have cards this size because of so much detail in the mixed media and the texture they've used in these cards. A lot of going on. I think you'd lose a lot of the detail if you made them smaller. There are smaller editions of this deck around. I do have one, but I wanted to show you the big one. I'm more inclined to use the smaller one because it's easier to shuffle than this. That's why this one's in order and I use the other one. But I'm not counting doubles in this collection. I've got loads of different editions of certain decks. I'm just showing you like the one of them. However, there'll be loads of different versions of one deck and we'll just be here for ages because there's been so many reprints of decks. I'll just be here all day. And these videos are quite long anyway. I don't want to make them too long. I do like the colour borders on this, different colours for each of the suits. Yeah, I just really like the imagery of this. It's cute. I like the doily effect of like the fabrics they've used, and Just really interesting deck. Really well done. Great deck. Really like that. Really cool. That's the Enchanted Tarot. Now the deck I've got is the Voyager Tarot. There's different versions of this as well. I'm not sure what version I have, but there's different ones. I know there is. This is the one I have. It's got a book and everything that comes with it. Look what the backs look like. No edging or anything like that. There's a collage deck. I do like the way this collage deck's been done. Like the crystals, and this universe card is cool. And they have keywords on them as well in the minor cards. I really do like what they've done here. There's a lot to look at in these. Really like study these cards for ages and get loads of different meanings each time you read. There'll be something else jumping out at you that you might not have noticed before. What I like about these collage decks. This is really well done. I really like this. And I quite like there's a border as well because it's quite so busy. It's easy to look at it better when it's framed around. There is a lot going on. Yeah, it's a cool little collage deck. And that is Voyager Tarot. This is the second to last deck I'm going to show in this video. This is the Shadowland Tarot. I love this deck. It's so quirky and fun. Got a really good guidebook as well. A lot of information. I really like the way this is written. There's a lot of reflection questions in here, so you can use as journal prompts. So if you're into like journaling tarot readings like I am, this is a really great book for that. You've got the cool little bag that comes with it. And yeah, I love these cards. They're so good. Really love the yellow backs. Don't really see yellow on decks that much, and I just love how vibrant it is. So fun. Then you got gold edging. It might have bowed a little bit from use. A lot of cards do that these days. Quite thick cards though. And I like the way it's coloured and the line work of this. And it is quite funny and like cheeky deck. It's quite amusing. It doesn't take itself too seriously, even though it's called the Shadowland deck and it focuses on like sort of shadowy sort of aspects. It is very quirky. The creatures are fun. It's just really cute. I really like using this one a lot. Yeah, creatures, so cute. Yeah, I think it depicts the imagery quite well as well. Follows our diverse quite a lot in these and don't really deviate too much from the meanings of the imagery. So fun though. Just love the quirkiness of it. It's very like sort of childlike a little bit as well. Like a ease yourself into shadow work sort of deck. But it's also a deck that's quite chatty to me when I do readings of this. It's very sarky, like a sarcasm sort of answers I get. Yeah, I really love this deck. So fun. And that is the Shadowland Tarot. And the last deck I'm going to show you is this one. I Loved this deck for so long. This is the Tower of the Four Elements. This is a deck I've used so much. Absolutely adore this deck. I don't see it a lot on YouTube. I bought this when this first came out. When did this come out, actually? In 2004 I've had this deck for, so 20 years old. Absolutely adore this deck. Obviously it's element in theme. I've always drawn to that in my practice, so I love when decks focus on that. And this packaging sucks though. But yeah, the book has a lot of information. There's a lot in here. A lot to look at. There's a lot of stuff about spreads and everything. It does go into quite a lot of detail in this book. I love that it's focused on the elements. Quite a busy deck. It's pippish though, but it's fine because the guidebook when I used it with it just was really good. And I love the coloured borders as well, instead of flames, fire. And then you've got chariot. This Major's so well done. Very tribal artwork. A lot of spirals in this. Obviously, I'm a big fan of spiral symbology. So this ticks a lot of boxes for me, this deck, and I've used it such a long time. And I really love like the tribal sort of artwork. So good. Such a good deck. Wish it got more love online. Universe card is stunning. But yeah, it's quite hippish, but the colours and the brightness of the majors, and I just love the way they're depicted. I think it just makes up for it though. So vibrant, so fun. Definitely one of my favourite decks. I absolutely adore this deck. And it's one I've used for such a long time, and one I regularly used when I didn't have a big collection back 20 years ago. I didn't have as many cards as I do now. So this one was used a lot. It's very phallic in some of the imagery, but it has that tribal nature, and they does depict like things like the reproductive system and that sort of thing. Is very like phallic symbology in this, but I just really like this deck. There's a lot of spirals, a lot of colourful backgrounds, and I love the borders. I just love everything about it. Such a cool deck. And you can tell I've used this a lot because I don't really do reversals anymore. There's still loads of reversed cards in here. This Earth card's so cute. I love this. It's just such a well done deck. I wish it was more illustrated than minors, but I'd say that about any pippish style deck anyway. Because it's amazing artwork of the majors. Like this deck, I love this priest card. This is one of my favourite Hierophant cards. It's like more of a teacher vibe than like a typical Hierophant sort of look. Like approachable by the tree, you know. I love this card. Yeah, so yeah, gushing a lot about this because it's one of my favourites. And one that you don't really see that often online, so that's the Tower of the Four Elements. Also, I forgot to show you the backs of these. There you get all the elements on the back, and that's quite fun. And that's 225 decks I've shown you already. So I'm getting close now to the final number. I've only got like a few odd gimmicky decks, like mini decks and like major only decks, and then some decks that I bought through a magazine subscription that I was going to show you as well. And then I wanted to next then show you what charms I have, and then oracle cards. So there's a lot more coming. There's way more Oracle and Tarot decks in my collection, and the fact that I have shown you 225 already, that's crazy. Didn't realise I had that many. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and give me a like if you enjoy these videos, and please subscribe, and if you enjoy my content, I'd love to hit up to 750 subscribers, because that would be my next giveaway number. I've been doing it at 250, 500, and then 750 will be the next one. So yeah, if you can reach that number, that'd be great, and then I can start a competition and you may win a deck. So yeah, that'd be fun if you want to enter that when time comes. Hopefully I won't have to wait too long, quite close to it now, so it's exciting. So yeah, thanks so much for everyone's support, comments, messages, and yeah, I really enjoy the community on YouTube. I've been enjoying making these videos, so we appreciate everyone that's watched, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.